Good afternoon. This is Becky. I am here to do experiment number 2. If anybody saw one or two videos ago, I did a spin over, no, a dirty cup pour over a spin to make what a little bit of a wreath. I'm still working on it. I'll let you see a little closer. At first, I used my hair dryer. If any of you saw that video, you saw me blow this all out, and finally cleaned up the edges. Put this in a green on, but when I did that, it was too close to the other color and just didn't quite work. So I put some more green and white over it, and I blew it out with a straw this time, and I really like the look. I'm going to do some more to it. So I am saying that is the first lesson learned. The other thing I learned with that, because I used a wooden Lazy Susan, and I had paint all over the bottom, so when I picked it up, there was all kinds of paint that stuck to the Lazy Susan. It was wooden, and when I tried my next painting, yeah, that was 2 ago. I tried the next one, the Lazy Susan was ruined because the paint didn't come off. So I bought a new one, and it's plastic, and that's supporting this one. And then I'm going to spin it over this bigger canvas. The little one is 11 by 13, and the bigger one is should be 16 by 20. So I would like the bottom one to be bigger, but this is what I have right now, and so I'm going to go with it. So anyway, so I picked for my colors, it's been kind of my fun go-to lately. It is going to be light magenta, dark magenta. I got ultramarine blue and white, and this is Artist Loft, and this is a level 1, and it's ready-made. So this is a little thinner. These others are all my regular tube of paint. Sorry. They are Liquitex Basic Acrylics. That tends to be kind of one of my go-tos. I have a few others that I do. I think I have used Artist Loft and some paints. Liquitex is a little bit, it's like a step ahead of that. Mixed with Floetrol and a little bit of water until I get a nice runny disposition with it all. So anyway, I'm going to quick layer my paints into this cup and make sure I can get to all of them. So just so here, I'll go ahead and set that. I got Floetrol sitting on that one. I've got a thin layer of white paint on the bottom one. I thought this came off familiar, so I won't do that. I can get right off. And so the top one with the dirty cup pour is going to be kind of what it is. And depending on if I see a certain line that makes me feel like it could become something more, I'll make it into more. I've got to have extra on this because I want it not only for this top canvas, but overflow onto the bottom one. Yeah. More of this. kind of random now. Maybe getting mix this up right before I get on here. The nice thing about having different thicknesses of the paint is how things kind of blend together and show up on the canvas. If everything is the same thickness, it does tend to just sit right next to each other, and it just takes away from the mystery as far as I'm concerned. I'm getting gradations. Okay, so have it so it flows over by spinning it. Okay, and here we go. Kind of went one direction, so I'm going to scoot stuff over here. Just realized it's almost a little patriotic here. I like it because even though it's not off, here, take this off. This is the only way I know to do time lapse. And there will be a day where I'm just going to put a glob of paint on the top and do nothing to it. Just pour it out and see what happens if I just leave it. And if I can turn it a treaties. He just went down. He's intrigued. There he is. He must watch the fun too. Okay. I'm going to tip this down a little more so you can see what's going on. Okay, let's see if we can get that a little closer. Okay, that did not do what I wanted. So much for a smartphone, right? There. Okay. Now that is fun. Like, ooh, I think I'm gonna have fun with that. I really do. Probably gonna really need to wait for that to dry. And then I'll show you in a little bit. I'm gonna finish up this bottom one, and then I'll show you kind of what I think I'm gonna do with this top one. So for right now, I'm gonna put this down here. And because I learned I don't have a bunch of paint on my Lazy Susan, so that shouldn't be a problem. Put that there. Let me get my trusty straw so you can see how I made the other. Because to be honest, I was like super excited with how this turned out. With actually, okay, first I'll show you how I did to get the wreath look. actually, since this is more paint than I use in the other one, but this gives you a definite idea. So what I want to do that you'll be able to see, so stay tuned for another video that basically is half done. I just have to finish my wreath. So stay tuned to see how that went. But I want to go a different direction with this one. Because I want to blow this one out. So first, just put a little extra Floetrol in the middle so it spreads more easily. It's real easy because I got quite a bit there. So this is going to be definitely thinner paint on this. Now, go here. A little in the middle. And around. I had a light magenta. Where did it go? This in the middle. Okay. Here. And I just want to do a little bit more around the edges. Alrighty. Now this is a bigger canvas than you have seen me do the other. I've been going for Starburst, and I have found out that doing a bigger canvas typically gives it a cooler look than a little one. It gives it more of that Starburst kind of flavor. So here we go. If I plugged everything in, that would work, wouldn't it? Okay. Get these corners. We're blown out here. Okay, so here we are. One more little last detail here. Okay. Right in the middle. All right, and I am, because we're thinking Lazy Susan here, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to put this whole thing on Lazy Susan. And by the way, from the time I started doing fluid paints, I started using the TOTS 2 containers, like underbed containers, and they really work well. I just want to spin this out. Okay, actually, straw. I set on this one. I had a straw. So let me go get another one real quick. Okay, and let's go blow this out a little bit here. Okay, and what I want to do just for the middle, keep hold of this. Oh yeah, I tell you, I set everything down. Forgot where I set everything down. I'll do. Okay. All right, friends. I think I like it. I think I really do. All right, I'm going to get some close-ups of the two. And so with this one, for right now, it's done. After it's all dry, I may add like a dove across the middle of it, or some leaves, something like that. But for right now, I really like it. And so there's that one. And let me move this. Look at these so you can see them both. Just 1 minute. Alrighty, so here is this first one, the smaller one. And what I see happening here is this kind of makes it look like, oh gosh, this a big sunburst over the top. Um, I could do this go with this a couple different ways, but I like the idea of a mountain range right here. So I'll probably do more with it later, but I want to just let you see what I'm going to do to make our mountain. And I think we can call it a day. And a little raw sienna and burnt umber, and then just a little bit of just a touch of white. And now to swipe this mountain into existence. Okay, got here. Actually, I'm going to do some more to the side. One side's got to be darker than the other, so I'm going to put a little more dark here, some here. A little more lighter on this side. Okay. There's always crevices, and mountains are going to have more shadowed areas. Okay, so I changed my mind on which way I wanted the dark to go. Yeah, think more this way. Okay, so anyway, this one, there may be a time I'll have to catch you up on that one a little more. But let me just get you closer here. Okay, so here we are, and it's our mountains and our sky. I do not want to lose that sky. I really like how that turned out. It's probably going to need a little more work on it, and I will show you what happens with that. Here we have the sky. And I am really quite pleased with how that is. And it's a great way of being able to get enough paint on one and using the overflow for a totally different picture. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little event, and we'll show you more another time, but thanks so much. Let me know what you think. Bye.